I used to live in constant pain. No one liked me at my job. I was the black sheep. I had no money and I was unhappy for most of my life. But then I realized that this attitude isn't going to get me anywhere. Attitude is everything. So I started looking over at things from a different perspective. I laughed more, looked at things from the bright side, and now I make 100 guilders a day and I live my best life. If I can do it, so can you. Yeah, all of that was kind of true, but it wasn't nearly as dramatic as how I portrayed it. Motivational speeches, they're everywhere, in every niche, convincing you to go to the gym, live life to the fullest, don't let the haters hate. And everyone's favorite, never give up. On all platforms in your feeds, when I watch one of those speeches either in a class or with my parents, I ask myself the same question. Is it sincere? I don't mean that they are lying about the things that they've gone through or the advice they're giving, even though that can also be the case. No, I'm talking about their motivation. Why do they want to motivate people? Why are they telling us this? Motivational speeches have been around for more than 150 years, starting all the way in the 19th century. One of the speakers back then was named Ralph Waldo Emerson, an American essayist, poet, and philosopher. He had a lot of effect on the value of the individual American. Before this time, the American way of thinking and fashion were heavily influenced by England and other European countries. His writing gave Americans an impulse to think freely about what they think is right or wrong. Motivational speeches used to make bigger impacts because they said quotes that were never said before. They came with situations that were never talked about in public. They used to be the first people to say stuff like, "The sky's the limit," or "Nobody can be you but you." It was the first time people here were hearing those quotes, but now we see them everywhere. Everyone is using those original quotes or maybe trying to change them a bit to make it their own, when they're essentially all the same. People are recycling already known facts and quotes and masking them as their own creations. There is a massive lack of originality. Look at these guys. These gentlemen give a lot of financial advice. I put the quotes there because it's more motivating than anything. The things they say have been said dozens of times. The motivation, what is their motivation behind it? Is it to sell you something, a book, a webinar, or a $25,000 course? Take your pick. I used to have this physics teacher back in high school. I had him for 4 years. When I came in 9th grade, he started the class off with a motivational speech. You know, to motivate us for the years to come and to inspire us to work hard and achieve our talents. It was great. I considered this teacher as one of my gurus. Then I came in 10th grade, and he came with the same motivational speeches and inspiring quotes. Again, it was great. But then when I got to 11th grade and heard the same things again, it got uninteresting because I've already heard it 2 years in a row. What's worse is that he didn't even practice what he preached. He told us to be proactive and that way we can achieve anything. And yet, he gave a class every 2 weeks and just sat there in his chair. By the time I got to 12th grade, I was fed up. The same motivational speeches again. He's still not doing anything, and it got so bad that I even started disliking physics. Out of this short story, you can gather two things. Number one, if you hear a motivational speech a dozen times, it becomes less motivational and more annoying. And number two, if you say a lot of stuff but you don't practice what you preach, people are not going to take your advice to heart. That's what I see with a lot of social media influencers or celebrities. How am I supposed to take them seriously? People also incorporate motivational speeches in their sad stories. For example, people who fake a disability or a disability of a relative, or people who fake struggle. These people then proceed to link a Patreon or a GoFundMe page so people who got hypnotized by their sob story can give them passive income. These people are the lowest of scumbags out there. They scam the good-hearted people while simultaneously making it harder for people that actually have a condition or poverty situation to get funding. If you do this, I want you to pause this video, go to the mirror and reflect. Ask yourself, who am I? What have I become? Why am I doing this? 2 minutes will be enough. All in all, motivational speeches used to have a far greater impact on society, but because of lack of originality and bad intentions, it has lost some of that effect. That's the end of this video. If you liked it, press like. If you didn't or you disagreed, put it in the comments and let's talk.